Hi all, welcome to another interesting video of Berg Performance, and today we will not be filming the Autotop NL car, but we will be filming the BMW 318i G21. We have done a couple of things to this car, which I will explain. So first of all, we have unlocked the ECU. For these new generation BMWs, as you might already know, from 2020, the 6 months, they are all locked. These must be unlocked before we can do any kind of software calibrations or software changes to the car. So the second thing that we did is to, let me demonstrate. Oh, that's how you remove the OPF. This is the OPF system of this vehicle. In Europe we have these OPF systems, and it consists of the mid silencer, so the resonator, and the OPF part. We have removed the OPF not to generate more sound, because it still sounds very subtle, not screamy or whatsoever, but to increase the exhaust flow of this vehicle without creating too much back pressure to the turbocharger. And then it will increase the performance as well, because we can turn up the boost a little bit more. So last but not least, the most important thing and the reason why people come to us is to calibrate the engine software accordingly and perfectly. This car is producing 156 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque when stock, and the dyno results will follow later. What we also did is flash the transmission with XHP. It is not absolutely necessary to flash the transmission of these cars, but to enhance the drivability and also to increase the shifting speeds of this transmission, it is absolutely necessary to do it. With regards to the torque limits, when you're properly calibrating the engine software, the torque will still be lower than the absolute limit the ZF transmission has. So you don't have to increase the torque limits for this ZF transmission, but yeah, it will benefit in most ways, as you can see in the dragy runs as well. This car has been fitted with the very basic regular steering wheel. The car also does not have any M packages or whatsoever, and that also means that it is lacking some options that the other BMWs of this generation do have, such as, for example, the Sport Plus mode. What we did, as you can see in the display, if you now press the Sport button, you can see the Sport Plus mode has been added to the displays. You have to code this, otherwise it will only have the Sport and the Sport Individual. But also what it now has, because we have flashed the transmission with XHP, but we can do this with coding as well, is that the car is showing shift lights when in manual mode. And that is something really cool. One more detail about this B48 engine is that this is exactly the same engine that you can find in the lower powered 320i's, in which they in stock form produce already 184 horsepower. It is just detuned as hell. This is not the stronger 330i engine, but the weaker, in which we limit the torque accordingly, but to have a very nice linear power gain all through the rev range. You guys are watching these videos because you like them. I am helping you out. I am showing you what kind of power or performance gains you can have with these kind of cars. I can see that 95% of all the watchers are not subscribed to my channel yet. If you want to help me out and if you want to have more of these kind of videos with higher quality content, please just like the button. It's so easy and free. let me show you the lines that we achieved on this BMW 318i. We did 3 pulls back to back without giving it any kind of rest. And as you can see, it was doing first 283, then 290, and the last run it did 291 horsepower with approximately 415 Newton meters of torque. The lines are perfectly flat. This is just an amazing result. I mean, with the OPF deleted, with the custom calibration, you can achieve almost a double amount of power that this car is generating out of the factory. Great result. So there we go. The beautiful, well, beautiful. The results are beautiful. The BMW 318i. I am very, very, very happy with the results that we achieved with these cars. So as I was mentioning, we only deleted the OPF and made the calibration according to the 98 ROM feel. And it is pushing out 290 horsepower and 415 Newton meters of torque. We are limiting the torque, of course, a little bit because of the reliability of the engine at low RPM. We don't want anything to break. But besides the power delivery, the transmission tuning really also made a big change to how this car handles, how it shifts, and how fast it is. The draggy runs will be included in this video as well as the dyno figures and the graph. But let's just floor it. Look at the shift lights. Wait, we have to put this in S mode and then in manual mode. So let me shift to second gear. Look at this part. Oh, that is so cool. This car did not have those shift lights when it came into our shop. We have calibrated that as well. So we activated one option that you normally would have when you have like the sport steering wheel on these cars. But this one doesn't have it. It's like completely basic. Everything is completely basic. But now it drives and shifts like M package models. The difference is huge. I mean, jumping from 156 horsepower to almost 300 horsepower, you can imagine that the difference in real life will be shocking. The torque delivery, the drivability, everything is so well calibrated that you're not tuning a car. You're literally buying a new vehicle for a fraction of the price. So you can indeed invest in a 318i because it's in essence the same engine as a 320i, which is delivering around 190 horsepower, and just tune it. And from both of these engines you'll get the same result. So around 290 horsepower with this setup. Maybe with a catless downpipe you will achieve 300 horsepower for sure if we calibrate it accordingly. And yes, it is different from the 330i engine. That one will achieve around 330 horsepower, 340 horsepower, but also with a little bit more torque, around 470 until 500 Newton meters of torque. So that's the difference between those engines, because the internal parts are different and the compression ratio is also different for these engine blocks. But let me just accelerate. Third gear. Look at the power figures as well. It's cool. It's showing now 400 Newton meters and 306 horsepower on the graphs. I know that the dyno is always reading a little bit low, the dyno that we're using right now, but our dyno is on its way, it's coming, and it will be in the shop in around 2 or 3 months, but still it is doing a proper job. Also, one more thing, it's not only about getting a fast car, you know. I really think that the tuning on these vehicles really makes it safer in real life as well. Because having like 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque, the car just does not pull. It is so limited when it's coming out of the factory that, for example, when you're overtaking or the car is heavily loaded with people or whatever reasons, it will just not give you the confidence to do those kind of actions. When tuning this vehicle, it does. It makes it faster. It makes it more fun, and it makes it just the perfect daily vehicle in my opinion. these B48 engines are good engines, the 4 cylinders are good. Yes, you can read some stories about those engines breaking, for example, but I can assure you that's due to bad calibrations, due to bad tuning, giving it too much torque, uncalibrated valves, screaming that the power numbers are high, but they aren't in real life. And you will see that not with power numbers, but with the draggy results that we will put in this video. And the shifting. We have also deleted the kick down functionality in manual mode, so it will not, so for example, I'm driving in 4th gear right now, kicking down, it will stay in that 4th gear. I will shift back now because there's something else I want to show you. If I now put it to the red line, it will not auto upshift, it will just stay there. And that's exactly how I want to be a car that is put in manual mode. That is true manual mode, and that's due to XHP in this case. But also the shifting times are improved drastically. I will do the stock run as well, but with OEM transmission software, then maybe you can even see in the video how lazy it is shifting, how unresponsive the automatic transmission is. But for this specific car, we have tuned it with XHP Stage 2, not Stage 3. Stage 3 in most cases way too harsh in my opinion. Stage 2 is the sweet spot and the car just benefits from it. So look out, also the downshift is like crispy. You can see it in the RPM gauge. Let me floor it. Shift, instant. Instant shift. It will go. And yes, of course, the brakes are maybe not the same as a 330i or a 320i. Maybe the same as a 320i, I don't know, I didn't check the part numbers yet. But that means that the brakes are, of course, a little bit smaller, so you have to pay attention to that. And this car is running on its winter tires, in which we cannot achieve or exceed 210 kilometers per hour. But still, I will do a little bit just to show the go of this vehicle. If you're interested in a proper tuning, as I mentioned before, you can contact us. Also, all around the world, we can remote tune your BMW, but please keep in mind, this is not basic tuning. This is not just plug and play, load in the map and go. We calibrate the car into perfection. And if you are on remote and you want us to tune your car, we need your input as well by data loading the car and sending us a lux, but we will instruct you with that one. So thank you all very much for watching again. I hope you enjoyed this video as well. As I mentioned before, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. In that way I can give you more interesting videos like this in the future. Cheers!